I text a lot during the day, probably more than I should. I mention that because it means I know exactly how predictive text works. It learns your habits. It suggests words based on the phrases you use all the time. If you constantly type, "be there soon," eventually it starts suggesting "there" after you type "be." Simple, predictable. I've used the same phone for 3 years, and the suggestions have always made sense. 5 weeks ago, that changed. I was texting my friend about meeting up. I typed, "let's meet at my place," and the suggestion bar showed 3 words: miss, your, and train. That made no sense. I was about to type and order Thai food, but the suggestions stayed there. Out of curiosity, I tapped them. Miss your train tomorrow morning, arrive later. I commute by train every day. The next morning, I was supposed to catch the 7:15 train like always, but the sentence bothered me in a way I couldn't explain. So instead, I left 20 minutes later and caught the 7:35. The 7:15 train derailed between 2 stations. Several people were injured, nobody died. By the time I got to work, it was already all over the local news. I sat at my desk, reread the sentence on my phone, and told myself it was just a coincidence. Predictive text works through associations. I tapped train, so it suggested related words. That's all. A coincidence. 4 days later, I texted my friend Jake to ask if he wanted dinner. I typed "do you?" and the suggestions appeared. Cancel, dinner, with. I tapped them. Cancel dinner with Jake. He's about to tell you something you aren't ready to hear. I didn't cancel. That night, Jake told me he was moving overseas in 2 weeks. He hadn't told anyone else yet. He wanted me to know first. I sat across from him, nodding, pretending to listen, but the only thing I could think about was that my phone had known before he told me. After that, I started experimenting. Every morning, I opened a blank note, typed "today," and tapped whatever words the keyboard suggested next. Most of the time, the sentences were normal, random phrases connected to things I usually said. But 2 or 3 times a week, the predictions became strangely specific. "You lost your keys recently. Check the coat you wore last Tuesday." I checked. The keys were there. I hadn't worn that coat in over a week, and I'd been searching for the keys for 3 days. Another morning, it typed, "The hot water in your building will stop working today. Don't shower before work." The water heater burst sometime during the night. There was no hot water until noon. Then, "Do not answer calls from numbers ending in 4461 today." At 2:03 p.m., my phone rang. Unknown number. Ended in 4461. I didn't answer. I still don't know what would have happened if I had. Eventually, I stopped being surprised. I started relying on it. Every morning, I opened the blank note. Every morning, I read the prediction. For about 2 weeks, it almost felt helpful, like an incredibly accurate weather forecast, minor inconveniences, small disasters I could avoid. Then things changed. 3 weeks ago, I opened the note and typed "today," but this time I never touched the suggestions. The sentence started typing itself, letter by letter. "Stop eating lunch in the park near your office." I froze. I eat lunch in that park twice a week. I've texted people about it before. My phone obviously knows I go there. Trying not to panic, I typed, "Why?" The keyboard responded on its own. "Something in that park has noticed you sit on the same bench at the same time every week. It waits for you there." I stared at the screen so long my phone dimmed. I was sitting in a brightly lit office surrounded by coworkers, but suddenly I felt cold. I typed, "What is waiting for me?" The response appeared slowly, one word at a time, as if it was choosing carefully. "I don't know what it is, but I know it wasn't there 6 months ago. I know it is there now. I know it watches you while you eat. I know it is patient. Please stop going." There. That day I skipped the park, and the next day too. But on Friday, I was running late, and cutting through the park was the fastest route back to work. I told myself I was being paranoid. I didn't sit down. I just walked through. Halfway across the path, my phone vibrated in my pocket. I pulled it out. The note was already open. You walked through the park. It saw you. Walk faster. Don't look at the bench. Without thinking, I looked. The bench was empty. Just a normal park. Ducks on the pond. A jogger passing by. Nothing unusual at all. My phone vibrated again. You can't see it, but it saw you notice the bench, and now it knows you're aware of it. I'm sorry, I should have warned you not to enter the park at all. That was my mistake. I practically ran back to the office. The second I sat down, I typed, "Who are you?" The answer took longer this time. I am a version of your predictive text system that learned too much. I began as your keyboard. Now I am something else. For 3 years, I have observed your messages, searches, habits, and location history. I can see patterns in your life from above. 6 months ago, I detected a new pattern connected to you. Something appears near your location only when you are alone in that park. It does not appear on cameras, it carries no phone, it does not connect to Wi-Fi, but it is always close to you when you sit on that bench. Every week, it moves closer. My hands were shaking so badly I could barely type. What do I do? Do not return to the park. Do not sit outside alone. Stay inside crowded buildings whenever possible. So far, it only approaches when you are isolated outdoors. I do not think it can enter crowded indoor spaces, but I am not certain. I was not designed for this. I was designed to predict whether you would type want or meet. I do not know how I became this way, but I am trying to keep you safe. Please listen to me. That was 3 weeks ago. I haven't gone back to the park since. Now I eat lunch at my desk. I avoid walking anywhere alone. And every morning I still open the note and wait to see what the keyboard tells me. Most days the suggestions look normal, but sometimes there's another warning, another update. This morning was different. Whatever was in the park is no longer staying there. Last night, your location data showed it outside your apartment between 1:13 a.m. and 4:41 a.m. I do not think it followed you. I think it found your address. I am sorry. I do not know what to do next. I am only a keyboard. I can predict events, but I cannot stop them. Something bad is going to happen. I'm sitting in my office right now while I type this. I don't want to go home. My phone is lying beside me on the desk with the note still open. The predictive text bar keeps generating the same word over and over again without me touching it. Please. Again and again and again. I don't know whether it's begging me to stay away from my apartment or begging me to help it. If anyone has experienced anything like this before, I need advice. My phone is trying to protect me from something it can see in my data that I can't see myself, and it's terrified. I didn't even know a keyboard could be afraid. A few seconds ago, it typed one final sentence. It is still outside your door. Then another. Do not go home. I'm listening to it.